Mr. Murali Pillai.
Mr. Speaker, based on the latest available data, the Jobs Growth Incentive or JGI scheme has supported the hiring of approximately 2,300 ex-offenders as at May 2022. The implementation of the JGI has been accompanied by an increase in interest among employers to partner with the Yellow Ribbon Singapore to hire ex-offenders. Now, the top 10 sectors which have employed ex-offenders with JGI support are as follows. 1. Environmental services, logistics, food services, wholesale trade, construction, retail, professional services, food manufacture, precision engineering, and real estate. So the 10 top sectors. These sectors collectively account for over 8 in 10 ex-offenders hired with JGI support. To promote the uptake or the take-up of the JGI amongst employers for hiring ex-offenders, Yellow Ribbon Singapore has been raising awareness of the JGI and other available support amongst the employers. Employers who hire ex-offenders directly through YRSG, Yellow Ribbon Singapore, Industrial and Services Cooperative Society, or halfway houses which are engaged by the Singapore Prisons Service will automatically receive JGI if they meet the eligibility criteria for JGI. Thank you.
Mr. Pillai.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm glad to note the reasonably good take-up rate of the JGI by about 2,800 ex-offenders. May I ask the Honourable Minister whether, in his view, these ex-offenders had got into good jobs, not just in terms of jobs offering prospects, but jobs offering security? And if so, after the expiry of the JGI in March 2023, I wonder whether his ministry may want to continue to provide incentives for ex-offenders to get into such jobs, so that not just they benefit, their families benefit, but society at large benefits, because we will be able to actualize their potential and ensure as far as possible that they leave their past behind. Thank you.
I thank the member for his supplementary questions. Indeed, as I've shared earlier on, ex-offenders have been employed in a fairly wide-ranging range of sectors, as mentioned in my reply earlier on. And the implementation of the JGI has been accompanied by an increase also in the number of employers registering with the Yellow Ribbon Singapore and then hiring them through the Yellow Ribbon SG. And the Yellow Ribbon SG has also been seeking to onboard more companies from the growth sectors. So today, we view that all of these sectors and quite a sizable number of them continue to remain in employment 9 months after they've been placed in the first place. We feel that this provides a very positive and a very, very promising insights for us to continue to help them. With regards to post-March, when the JGI program is sunset down, I want to also reiterate that the JGI is an extraordinary measure. And this was introduced during COVID to support employers to expand local hiring. And it's not a permanent, not envisaged and not planned to be a permanent scheme. We are reviewing future plans to see how we can help, taking into consideration the economic, the labour market situation, as well as the outlook. Now, as we speak, there are other employment support measures today by Yellow Ribbon SG, and these will continue to be available to ex-offenders and employers beyond March 2023. Some of these programs include skills training for inmates, consisting of a combination of literacy skills, critical core skills, and technical skills, placement services, career retention support, as well as career coaches, advisory services to match inmates with suitable employers and to help them remain gainfully employed. And Yellow Ribbon SG continues to establish partnerships, and they are recruiting more employers to join them. So by recruiting, by increasing the number of partnerships with employers, we then put out Train and Place and Grow initiative. We help to set up training academies in prison and capability building opportunities to help supervisors better mentor ex-offender employees. The Ministry of Manpower, alongside with the Ministry of Home Affairs, we are looking into other ways to encourage more employers to hire ex-offenders. To your suggestion in terms of our policy review, we certainly would take them on board. Thank you.
Associate Professor James Lim.
I just wonder if the Minister, in light of the fact that, as he explained, the JGI was so extraordinarily successful with helping with the placement of ex-offenders, whether this suggests to him that the Yellow Ribbon scheme in and of itself might actually be under-providing the kind of support that would be necessary to help with the rehabilitation of ex-offenders.
I don't think it is, I thank the member for his supplementary question. I don't think it is a linear, correlated type of relationship, because the real big issue over the last 2.5 years has been COVID. And the externality, the Black Swan event was so huge that if you look at the JGI across the board for the entire economy and industry, it has supported 750,000 people. And I think it's benefited something like the tens of thousands of firms. So you look at the magnitude of that part of it. I don't think by virtue of the fact that it has helped so many people and it's uplifted so many people to then come back and say that, oh, as a result of that, your Yellow Ribbon SG initiatives are insufficient. So I don't think it's an apple-for-apple comparison. So my point is that moving forward, as I've said, we continue to review, to tweak the policies to see how we can help our ex-offenders, help them to get gainful employment even faster and stay in gainful employment even faster. But if we sunset the entire JGI scheme and we maintain it for a very target group of people, particularly the ex-offenders, then obviously it brings to mind how do we protect the confidentiality status of this group of people. So there are a lot of all these considerations that we have to take on board. And I don't want to front-run this thing. We are working very closely with agencies on the ground, with MHA, and we will take the suggestions as proposed by the Honourable Member of Parliament, Mr. Murali, on board as well. Thank you.